All right, Kayla, can you send them the go button in the chess channel for me?
Oh, yeah.
Guys, this is exciting stuff. Jared, can you say something? Make sure I can hear you.
Something.
Hog. And the rematch has been requested, and we are about to get the next match of the Corona Cats Casual Chess Championship underway. I have to say, guys, that I had very low expectations, and this this tournament has blown them out of the water. I don't know about you guys.
Oh yeah, so far this chess tournament has been absolutely something. I cannot attest to what that is, but it is something.
Jared and
It
I
exists.
after a long time, Jared and I finally returned to co-casting together. This is the reunion of the century, honestly. We have legacy co-casting experience. And
Oh,
we're
of
off to the
course.
races.
I haven't seen a match like this since Colin versus anybody back in the day.
Oof.
Hopefully this will be a bit higher quality than that.
Oof.
Hopefully.
We should
Uh,
have included Colin in the chess tournament. That would have been one of the
he
most entertaining things.
Kayla, believe it or not, he is in the chess tournament.
He is not.
He absolutely is.
Oh my god, he is. I had no idea. I'm so excited. I am shifting my most anticipated match from this one to that.
Oh, he's trying to fool's mate him. What a card.
What a card. To get the fool's mate off, though, he would need to get his queen onto f3, which he's already blocked off. Interesting. God, I'm so excited to watch these two play. For everybody who ends up watching this VOD, this and playing these guys are going to be finalists. I'm telling you right now that these are the guys to beat. I think. I've played
I
against
don't know.
Thomas.
I've never seen Thomas work under pressure. We'll have to see. I know when he can think it up, he's pretty good at the video game. But as we
Definitely.
saw in Jared versus Emily, sometimes if you play like a bitch, you can win anyway.
It is a strategy in these low time control games. But rather that than people cheating.
My God, Jared's pulled up the guide on how to move his king back and forth in the same two spots for 10 turns in a row.
Draw by repetition. Oh my goodness. So far, it's worth noting that neither of these players know theory, which is interesting. I really deep down in my heart, I expected Zach to be hustling everyone. It appears that he might have been telling the truth when he said he doesn't play chess.
It is interesting because previously when when Zach and I have played chess, he's mentioned disdain for the Blitz format. He does not like this format once whatsoever because
I
it is the only format I can beat him in.
ooh, this is a bit devastating for
Sketch.
Zach.
This is a bro moment.
This is
Oh
gone
yes.
this has
The
gone downhill really
the
fast.
I haven't seen a bruh moment like this since Nam. It's quite unfortunate. I haven't seen a bruh moment like this since Joel lost to Kayla again in StarCraft. How do you keep doing that, Kayla, by the way? He sends me angry snaps every time.
I don't know. I just do shit. I had to look up what button was probe again.
Ah, of course.
You don't have grid hotkeys in StarCraft?
No.
You don't have just QWE ASD ZXC mapped to the grid of the selection box?
No.
Oh my god. You animal.
I just do shit. I just do things,
You're like, I
John.
have to memorize the fucking hotkeys for all the various buildings and units.
That is how I
Yeah.
learned how to type, John.
Incredible. I learned how to
I
type by
I just
flaming people in World of Warcraft.
I always just remember the words of Vibe in my head, where if all else fails, build bases and build High Templars, and that's all I did.
You gotta tell Emily that. She needs to hear that advice for Protoss.
And much like every psychopath piece of advice, fucking somehow Kayla ends up with, we see that the king is running for its life as the queen is just absolutely sending into the back lines. What is your thoughts on this, John?
It's pretty devastating, honestly, for White's position. The king can't castle. He is inhibiting the development of his dark squared bishop and his knight. The knight's only move. Well, now he can actually get out of the board, which is nice. But ooh, this is looking really bad. I don't like this at all. I don't see it. I would have to think about it, but there is almost certainly a sequence that leads to mate here. I'm looking for it.
Zach's first mistake was playing against someone who has 69 in their username right off the bat. This was
First mistake was playing someone that might possibly be more Asian than him. I need to double check the 23andMe, but I do believe that Thomas may be more Asian.
Oh my god. I have to say that I'm not by any means a titled player, but I consider myself pretty decent at this game, and Thomas has definitely beaten me multiple times, so he should definitely be a heavy favorite for this tournament.
All right, White's looking marginally less kerfucked.
Do
you think there's a way out of here for them?
It is still -9, so assuming that Thomas is able to trade his pieces evenly, it should be absolutely crushing.
But maybe. As black, you have mentioned that trading is always advantageous.
It is, yes, because a draw for black is really, really good because you get to be, if you draw every game you play as white. If you draw every game you play as black, and then win one of your games as white, you win the series. So.
I remember that when I was playing. It's the only advice that you gave me that I remembered, and I played like a psychopath.
He hangs his queen. Bit of a suspect move. So it turns out that Zach was not hustling us. Notable. I'm not saying I didn't believe him. I'm just saying he's a very humble person.
Zach is definitely not a blitz player. Yeah. I've seen him play much better in the standard format.
I too much prefer being able to calculate my moves. But if you give people a classical time control online, they're almost certainly going to cheat without even trying to. The temptation is just too high, and even if they don't, the matches would take fucking forever. Literally forever. It would have to be a best of one. And it would still be 2 hours long.
I believe it was Sun Tzu that said, even the wisest man gets ass fucked in blitz chess.
Yes.
That sounds like a direct quote.
As we see today, Zach may be a computer, but he is not a supercomputer.
He is running out of time. Thomas could just trade the rook for the queen at this point, honestly.
He has 5 seconds.
Zach needs to start running for his life.
the rook is hanging. Oh, but he's going for it instead.
Zach sees it. Thomas, 20 seconds.
I think
Thomas sends down the queen.
5.
The queen is looking. The knight is pushing.
Moves are being made.
19 seconds on the clock. Time ticking down. He takes the pawn. Pawn moves forward. Queen looking for blood.
The rook is pinning.
Zach is hovering the rook.
1 second.
Zach has 1 second. Oh, Zach gets 3 seconds. Zach, do something. Run for your life, Zach. 19 seconds on the clock for Thomas. Thomas really needs to make a move here to make the mate. He doesn't want to force any kind of tie, or he doesn't want to, run out of time himself. So he's up to 15 seconds. Zach makes the move. 4 seconds. Thomas, 13 seconds. 12 seconds. 11 seconds. He needs to make a move. Queen moves over. Knight moves down. 1 second on the clock. Oh, he gets it. 2 seconds on the clock for Zach. 10 seconds on the clock for Thomas. Thomas needs to make a move here if he's going to make the mate. He brings the rook down. He brings the king up. 3 seconds on the clock. 8 seconds for Thomas. 7 seconds for Thomas. I don't know if he's aware how low he is on time.
He's running out of time. Oh, he finds the mate.
Oh my god.
He finds the checkmate. Oh my god. My heart. God, that was so fucking scary. Oh my god. I thought I was going to see another +15 game lost in the same night. I'm looking at you, Emily.
Poor M.
Uh-oh.
Thomas needs to make a move. He might be fighting a monster.
Thomas, stop fighting that dragon, Thomas. Thomas.
Thomas.
That's all right. Oh, you made the move in the last second. That was the longest 0 of my life. That was longer than the
All right,
zeros I get in solo queue.
He's opening with pawn to e4. Could we see the king's gambit here today? Oh, I guess not.
Really could have been exciting. We're looking at well, now Thomas can decide if he wants to go. Oh, okay. Going for the center game. I think that the Roy Lopez or the Italian is a bit more theoretical, moving the bishop out, but this is an okay exchange. This gives white full control of the center. It does make the queen a target. The queen can start getting bullied around after knight takes on d4, then queen takes on d4. Instead, going for a check. I think this isn't good, though, because now the c2 pawn can move up. Exactly, yeah. Which does inhibit the development of the b knight, white's b1 knight, but not by enough to make that meaningful. I think collecting the knight, ooh, interesting. Not a huge fan, but interesting. I think just taking the knight with your knight now and forcing one of the pawns to take, doubling the pawns. So if white's knight on d4 takes the knight on c6, black will have to double their pawns, which will be really awkward. We'll see, though. It also prompts disaster, because if the d7 pawn took back, then the queen exchange could happen and deny black the ability to castle. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Not looking so feasible anymore. Not sure I even saw white's move in the meantime between that, but okay.
White castled.
Right. That makes sense. I could also just look at the move order.
Never been to White Castle. I feel like I should go. I feel
You
like
should
that's
go.
an American experience.
I'm not a huge onions guys, and their whole shtick is that they have a huge pile of onions on every slider.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I'm not a huge onion guy either, but I mean,
You're
for
not a guy
the-
at all.
Listen, John. Listen.
I'm listening.
Is there not even? I'm looking right now. Is there not a White Castle in Texas?
Uh,
The closest White Castle for me is in Missouri.
Also,
God damn.
somebody hung something in there. Like someone
Yeah.
lost a bishop for nothing.
No, Thomas blundered a pawn in the exchange on the center.
No big deal. He should move knight f2. I think that'd be funny.
And just hang the queen.
Yeah, I think that'd be funny.
Kayla's like, yes, and emphatically.
Yes. Humor only.
Okay.
Meme plays only.
No rush 20.
Oh my god, he did it.
Interesting.
The crazy son of a bitch did it.
Oh.
An interesting take back. I would have probably taken with the rook on a1 instead of the rook on f1, but that's just.
This is why I think our commentating style works here. So John can do the cool collective beginning parts when there's all this theory that you can throw out. Kayla adds the filler in the middle. Like Kayla is like the really gooey cheese and a good burger. And then when everything goes
That's a
to absolute
compliment, by the
shit,
way.
I was gonna say that's the best compliment I think I've ever gotten.
And then whenever you take the bite of the burger and all the condiments and vegetables spill out the back because it's poorly constructed, that's when I jump in.
I was gonna say you really thrive those last 30 seconds. You're able to talk really fast about everything and nothing.
He is built different for that, Kayla. He is actually built different for color casting at those final hype moments. He's watched a lot of League and CS:GO.
I'd like to thank my personal hero, Anders J, and his oh my god inhuman reactions.
You thought of being an auctioneer, Jared?
You know what? Maybe if I become 60 years old and get really into woodworking, I can be a chair auctioneer.
I've got a great uncle I've got a great uncle that is a cattle auctioneer.
Nice.
I
Okay,
have
you
a great
cattle. I
uncle
can get a
too.
good white cowboy hat.
This is fun color commentating story time.
Yeah.
This is my great uncle that was told at the hospital he needed a knee replacement and instead went 40 miles out into the desert and got something called a Jesus shot and no longer needed a knee surgery but developed diabetes at the age of 74 from whatever the fuck was in the shot.
Jesus Christ.
Human growth hormones are crazy.
Apparently.
Just some random guy in a hut in the middle of fucking nowhere, Texas, just gave him a shot.
Stabbed him with an EpiPen.
Pretty much. And his knee's all good now.
Incredible. The rook is hanging on e1.
Zach might need this treatment after Thomas kneecaps him in this game.
Thomas doesn't see it. Or maybe he doesn't want to trade knight for rook. His knight is very active. But there's so many hanging pieces. The pawn on b5 is hanging. The pawn on d6 is hanging. The queen is hanging. Lots of pieces under attack.
He needs to prioritize the queen. I feel like that should be
Also,
kind
10
of
seconds for Thomas, by the way.
Zach has
Jesus
definitely
Christ.
Zach has played a solid fucking game. I think he just had to let us on to that it could
I
have been
think
close.
Thomas forgot about the time again.
Yeah, Thomas
Oh
seems to
Jesus.
be.
Oh no. Oh no.
Thomas playing Monster Hunter.
Oh no.
Thomas.
Thomas.
A tragic ending.
Tragedy.
Thomas, face deep in dragon titties, does not see that he's running out of time.
Zach, as composed as ever, really regrouped after game one and is playing a solid game. We get a Sicilian. Incredible. Now this is theory.
Now
This
is pod racing.
This is the most theoretical attacking opening for black in response to e4 from white. This is the Najdorf variation that Thomas is going for. I don't know if he's studied up on this at all, but this is very attacking. Now he's looking to bring his knight to d4 and really just dominate the center. That's a good response from white, though. That prevents the easy development to d4. Now black has some other ideas. I would have developed the white squared bishop first, but this is fine. We're diverging from theory a bit, because if you had pinned the knight to the queen, you could have gone for this exchange a little bit cleaner. But now
I am all for fuck theory. This is going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, we're now in a novelty for sure. We've promptly reached a unique position.
As someone who is personally a fan of duck architecture, these kind of chess games, are really my bread and butter.
I think there's a quote. There's an actual quote that is like, "What is it but the folly of man in comparison to the continuity of ducks?" Like, it's just like a person from 500 years ago, you teleport them to today, they're like, holy fuck, they like lose their mind, they go insane, they have to go to a mental asylum. You teleport a duck from 500 years ago to today, they're like, you still got lakes?
Still got bread?
Still got lakes?
Still got... Y'all got bread and shit? Cool.
We're good. Incredible
The
continuity.
only thing that will be missing is the carrier pigeon, which we drove extinct.
A disaster. There's some ideas
Long gone
here.
the days where you walk into your backyard, grab a pigeon, and then eat it. Truly a loss for all of mankind.
And then eat it.
Man, the Dark Ages really set us back.
You mean 1919?
Yeah, the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
Did I stutter?
So there's a funny little idea here where after black's next move, white's knight could go from c3 to d5 with a discovered attack on the queen, and potentially start attacking black's king side. But I don't know. That's a bit theoretical. Still an option in this position. Definitely still an option. I think at some point
I'm here
Thomas.
for the joust.
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, at some point Thomas could deploy this. Oh, if he moves the bishop away, though, it definitely just hangs the knight in one. So I don't think he can do that. Zach has a lot of time. I think Zach just had to let us believe that it would be close, and then has gone back to actually hustling all of us.
Also, I apologize. I have to make a retraction. The passenger pigeon actually went extinct in 1914.
Damn.
Shortly after World War I see. Thomas does love pre-moving.
I mean, the castle's a pretty safe move no matter what white does, right?
Yeah, I think Black's dark squared bishop, so on e7, is in a bit of an awkward spot. Nice. That dramatically weakens White's castle. Now there's like a very clear line of attack for Black on White's king.
Do you think castle just takes bishop here? No, the knight protects it now. Oh,
Well,
the
now it
knight takes
can.
knight.
Now it certainly can. Now
Send it, Zach.
Rook e1
Full
taking.
send. Full send.
Full send, Zach. Send
Full
that
send.
castle in
Full
there.
send.
Send it.
It's Thomas's move. We'll see if he can see it. Oh, nope, doesn't see it.
Oh, he should get that
But
queen.
Zach doesn't see it either.
Oh
The queen
my
is
god.
wait, the queen was hanging. The queen
was hanging.
Yeah, the queen on a5 was hanging to the bishop on d2.
Oh,
It's
a
still kind of
disaster.
hanging.
It's still hanging.
It's
Does he
still
see it?
hanging. No.
Well, there could be a mate here. Zach is threatening mate in 1 by taking on h7.
Zach is starting to shit his pants in front of a live audience.
No, that's Thomas shitting his pants in front of a live audience.
Oh,
now
Jesus Christ.
Zach shitting his pants in front of a live audience.
Yeah.
Dear, Zach went for a interesting mate, but after the bishop took the knight, he could have just taken the queen. He never saw that. I take it back. Zach not confirmed not hustling.
Zach sees the move after the bishop's already gone.
This is that rook infiltration that Kayla was talking about in a game or two ago. Oh, he finds the mate. That is just mate.
That is just mate.
Jesus Christ.
He played the Sicilian. There you go. Incredible. Zach really bringing it up with super attacking chess. I love to see that in short time controls.
Zach, I think after realizing his mistakes with his time usage in the first game, has really stepped it up and realized that time management and quick, decisive movements is the way to go.
I think that'll really help his career later on.
Yes,
honestly,
indeed.
I could help everybody, really. None more so than M.
Oh.
Him catching strays.
I'm not gonna let her live down that match for a long time.
John's gonna make her watch this VOD later and like play by play, walk through this fucking whiteboard.
This is where it all went wrong. I don't like that.
Going for my circle defense, as I see.
Can just exchange pieces, right, Thomas? Right, Thomas? Thomas is definitely. I think Zach should just take, right? Knight c6 should just take on d4, but could bring the queen out into the center. Okay, Zach's going.
Overthinking.
Zach's
He's
going
overthinking.
for some kind of fianchetto. Interesting. That is definitely a solid attack on the fianchetto. The weak f7 pawn, very classic attack. The queen could move. The white's queen could move to f3 and really set up a mate on that f7 pawn if the knight is forced to move by, say, I don't know, the pawn on e4 moving down to e5. But that's a bit of a tricky one. We'll see. I think queen to f3, and then on white's next move after that, pawn to e5 would have been pretty clean. Missed Thomas hanging a bishop. Missed that.
Absolutely freelo, as the kids would say.
Zach is coming to collect, man. Really demonstrating that he was in fact hustling
The queen. Wait. I read that wrong. My bad. I forgot. I thought the horse could go in more space.
Zach is
he has no room.
Setting up lots of traps here. Queen takes on g4 is hanging to the knight on f6. Thomas is in a bit of a pickle here now. Zach is really demonstrating some technical prowess.
Thomas is in a bit of a pickle. Yeah,
Like Tommy Pickle, yeah, exactly.
yeah. He just takes that pawn, does he not?
It's
He
moves
sure
like
can.
these where there's lots of time
Actually, if he takes the
that
pawn,
they take for granted.
yeah. If he takes the pawn, the knight hangs to the queen, by the way, Jared. The queen takes the knight on g4 if f6 takes e4.
Indubitably.
But you can get this nice little fork on the king and the rook right now with knight on d5 going to c7. He goes back instead. That would have been really huge.
Oh,
Black trades.
Bishop should take backwards. Ooh, I actually think that's also fine.
we're back to the reverse gangbang.
Thank you, Kayla.
Hey, it's what I'm here for.
Remind me to tell Zach to add the Brazzers intro to the bot. If Kayla's gonna keep saying that, I'm gonna have to play it.
Listen, man, I don't have a lot of commentary to bring to the table when it comes to chess. You know, I gotta bring out all the stops when it comes to the sex jokes.
I mean, you could start talking about pillars.
Yeah, see how
column.
the queen added now looks like a penis? Another sex joke right there.
Really just absolutely sensational commentary.
Listen, man, you gave me this job. This is all on you. That's all I gotta say.
Fair enough. I mean, Zach is really clamping down on this position with these pawn
Your
moves.
first mistake was letting me sit here unmuted, John.
The bishop on a f8 can take the pawn on b4 if white does nothing. Okay, he sees it and defends it. But this knight positioning right here just finds a devastating fork on the queen and the rook, and Zach is just absolutely taking Thomas to Pound Town.
That move by Thomas was pretty sussy baka.
You could say that, yes. Him's choking on her water in the background. And Thomas just
Damn.
promptly hangs his queen.
Oh, Thomas! No!
Jesus, just
Zach demonstrating why he is in fact a tournament favorite. As with all things, he must sweat.
Zach destroying with facts and logic.
It's like reverse Dune. It's like the sweat must flow.
So if Thomas moves none of those pawns on the right side, the knight could take all three of them in 3 turns.
Yes, theoretically. This is looking really bad.
This is looking pretty cursed.
Pretty bad. This is I don't think there's a whole lot of chances, really. Zach's up on every possible metric. He's up on development, he's up on time, he's up on material, he's up in match score. I think this match is pretty much done. I think Thomas has nothing to blame except Monster Hunter.
I would not let Thomas's chess position take my daughter to prom. It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. Oh goodness.
Thomas having
I think
10 seconds left.
I think Thomas has kind of accepted the doomed position that he's in.
He's more aware of time this time. Well, I spoke too soon.
I really think Zach's time management has been the key to these last couple of games. He, after absolutely biffing it in game 1, he seems to have become incredibly aware.
He's just a bit too good. I have to say, he's just a bit too good.
He is machine learning, as one would say.
He's got his algorithms running in the background. And there goes the match. Decisive, I have to say. After game 1, Zach remembered how to play chess.
Indubitably.
Let's unmute everybody. And we can maybe get a winner's interview. Incredible performance, Zach. Really, just remarkable.
Dude, after that first game, I'm like, oh fuck, Thomas is way better than me.
Yeah, you then went full Asian on him.
Nice.
We did talk. We did discuss the possibility that 23andMe might reveal Thomas to be more Asian than you, but that was a different subject. Wow,
What a
Hell
game.
yeah.
what a match, really.
I had a good first game. That's all
So
I wanted.
Jared, are you looking forward to playing me in the next round?